Greetings and blessings from our home to the home of each and every one of you that have joined us online today to listen to the thought of the day. The last time we were together, I spoke about how God's protection is tied into God's principles, and His instructions are not there for restriction, but they're there for protection. This morning, I want to share with you about how we can turn our burdens into a blessing. Today, due to the COVID-19 crisis globally, including all of us, we are locked in lockdown and we are locked in our own homes. In a culture that has been always on the go and the move, suddenly finding ourselves in our own home and space, locked in and locked down, can also sometimes feel like a burden, and a lot of uncertainties can set in due to the COVID-19 crisis in regard to finances, in regard to how we're going to get a hold of essentials, how we're going to take care of your family, and there can be many burdens that we can be overwhelmed by. But there's an example of a wonderful church in the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 8 called the Macedonian church. There the word of God says that they went through severe testing, through severe trials, and they were also in need in poverty, but they found a way to turn their burdens into a blessing, not just for themselves, but to everyone around them, to turn their struggles into servitude in meeting the needs of others rather than having self-pity in their struggles. And they were able to take their testings and trials and turn it into a testimony where all the other churches, like the Corinthian church, were encouraged to be a part of being a blessing as they were to meet the needs of many people in Jerusalem. How did they turn the burdens into a blessing? They turned the burdens into a blessing, firstly, by giving themselves to the Lord. This is a wonderful time to deepen and develop our faith in the Lord Jesus Christ. Today we have enough time to spend time reading the Word, meditating the Word, building our life on the Word. So I want to encourage you, take time to read the Word. Take time to pray. Pray for yourselves. Pray for what's happening around the world. Pray for people who are affected. Pray for the burdens of others. Pray for those who are in need of others. And see how God will begin to turn your burdens into a blessing to yourself and also to many others. So it's a blessing, not a burden, because we have time to deepen and develop our faith in Jesus Christ. We also have time to deepen and develop our family relationship. In a culture that is always been the go and the move, that have not sometimes had time to spend with our family, we have time. So don't see this time as a burden. There are many posts that are going out there. Maybe your kids are driving you crazy. Maybe they're hanging off the chandeliers, and I don't know what they're doing. But sometimes when we see sometimes those things and go through stuff, we can feel like a burden. Your family members are a blessing and not a burden. So take time to have fun with them. Take time to fellowship with them. Take time to invest in them and spend time with them. Another way we can turn our burdens into a blessing is by learning to become favorable towards those who are in need. There are many people who have the resources but do not have the information as to how to get hold of many daily essentials in their life. And maybe you have the information. Just the other day, one of our friends that we've known, create a site to share information in getting the necessary daily essentials. And maybe you can pass on information. Maybe there are others who do not have the information nor the resources. And many of those people are the daily earners, the daily wage laborers. Maybe they are your whole house angel, that your domestic help. And maybe you have the opportunity and the resources to become a blessing to them. Would you, maybe you can order some groceries online and deliver it to their step. Maybe even though they are unable to come and work at your home, you can still pay them because God has blessed you. And as you do that, see how God will turn your burdens around, where you will be blessed and you would become a blessing to others. Once again, let me tell you, we may be in lockdown, but God is not in lockdown. Let this God turn your burdens into a blessing by giving yourselves first to Him and giving yourselves to others around you by the will of God. May God bless each and every one of you. We love you. We are thinking of you. We are praying for you. May the Lord bless you immensely. God bless you.